There is a forest in Central Africa that almost nothing can be seen from above. It covers an area roughly the size of Alaska, 500 million acres. It crosses 6 countries: Cameroon, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, the Republic of the Congo, the Central African Republic, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is where most of it lives. From a satellite, you can see it as a vast dark green smear across the equator. From inside it, you cannot see more than about 15 meters in any direction. Light barely reaches the floor. Sound does not travel the way it does in any other environment on Earth. This is the Congo Basin, the second largest rainforest on the planet, the lungs of Africa, and, according to data compiled by the Worldwide Fund for Nature, the home to 1 in 5 of every living animal species on this planet. At least 400 mammals, 1,000 birds, 700 fish. Between 2013 and 2023, scientists working in the basin formally described 742 species that no one had ever named before. 742 in 10 years, in a forest we have supposedly been mapping for over a century. Most of what is in here is harmless. Most of what is in here is doing exactly what every forest creature has always done: eating leaves, raising young, surviving. But threaded through that calm green darkness are some of the most efficient killers on the planet. Animals that have specialized for this place. Animals that in some cases exist nowhere else. In this forest, a fish hunts crocodiles, a snake's bite kills before the victim can finish running. An eagle takes down monkeys from 100 meters up. And the apex predator, the one that runs the food web on the ground, is so well adapted to this environment that it grows larger here than anywhere else in Africa. This is the story of why the Congo became one of the most dangerous places to live on this planet. Not because it is poisonous, not because it is barren, but because it is full. Full of life, full of competition, full of evolutionary pressure pushed to its limit. Welcome to the heart of Africa. Chapter 1. A forest out of time. To understand the predators of the Congo, you have to understand the place first. This is not a forest like the ones you have probably walked through. It is not a national park with marked trails. Large sections of the Central Congo Basin are, as of 2026, still classified by the United Nations Environment Program as some of the least explored land surfaces on Earth. There are stretches of the Salonga National Park, deep in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, that no scientist has ever set foot in. Not one. There are river systems that no one has fully mapped. There are reports from researchers, including primatologists working out of the Gualugo Triangle in the Republic of the Congo, an area first reached by scientists in 1999, of chimpanzee groups that had clearly never seen a human being before. They did not run, they did not hide, they had no idea what we were. That is how isolated parts of this forest still are. The Congo Basin sits directly on the equator. Warm air rises from the canopy almost constantly, generates rain, falls back down, rises again. The result is a closed loop of weather that turns the basin into one of the wettest, most humid environments on Earth. Some areas receive over 2,000 millimeters of rainfall a year. The trees grow tall and thin to reach the light. The dominant species in the deep forest, the African mahogany, the limba, the okume, can reach 40 meters or more. The canopy locks together like a roof. Below it, the air is heavy and still. Visibility on the forest floor can drop to almost nothing. This is the environment that has shaped every predator we are about to meet. In an open savanna, a hunter wins by speed and sightlines. In a desert, by patience. In the Congo, neither of those things works. You cannot see your prey. Your prey cannot see you. Sound carries strangely. The ground is layered with fallen leaves and shifting roots and shallow water you do not see until you are standing in it. To hunt successfully in a place like this, an animal has to be one of two things. It has to be perfectly camouflaged and willing to wait for prey to come to it. Or it has to be so explosively fast that the moment of contact is over before either animal can react. The Congo has produced both. Chapter 2. The fish that hunts crocodiles below the canopy. The Congo River cuts a path across the entire basin. It is the deepest river in the world, over 200 meters deep in places. It is the second longest in Africa, 4,700 kilometers from source to sea. The water is dark, fast-moving, and almost entirely opaque. Visibility, even close to the surface, is often less than a meter. You cannot see what is in this water until it is on you. The largest predatory freshwater fish in the entire Congo system is called Hydrocynus Goliath, the Goliath tigerfish. A specimen caught and documented by the British angler Jeremy Wade during the filming of the ITV series River Monsters in 2010 weighed over 100 pounds and was nearly 5 feet long. The largest verified specimen ever recorded weighed 70 kilograms, about 154 pounds, and reached 2 meters in length. What makes this fish remarkable is not the size. There are larger freshwater fish in the world. What makes it remarkable is what is inside its mouth. The Goliath tigerfish has 32 teeth. Each one is conical, slightly curved, and up to an inch long. According to the comparative dental anatomy work of biologists Barry Berkowitz and Peter Shellis, published in the 2017 reference text, The Teeth of Non-Mammalian Vertebrates, those teeth are roughly the same size and shape as the teeth of a great white shark. The upper jaw carries between 12 and 20 of them. The lower jaw carries 8 to 14. And the most disturbing detail, the detail that makes this animal a true engineering marvel, is that the teeth interlock. When the jaws close, each upper tooth slides into a precisely shaped slot in the lower jaw. They mesh together like the gears of a machine. There is no soft target between them. There is no escape once they have closed on whatever was caught. This is a fish built to snap prey in half in a single bite, and it can. There is footage, captured during the River Monsters expedition, of a Goliath tigerfish striking with such force that it lifted both itself and a smaller fish completely out of the river. Now consider the most extraordinary fact about this animal. The Goliath tigerfish has no natural predator in the Congo system other than the Nile crocodile, and in many parts of its range, that relationship runs in the other direction. Local fishermen on the Lualaba River, the Upper Congo, describe watching tigerfish take small and juvenile crocodiles. The species is documented in fisheries research from the Congo Basins as one of the few freshwater animals on the continent that will actively hunt and consume crocodilians. The fish is faster than a crocodile. It accelerates from a standstill to nearly 50 kilometers an hour, over 30 miles per hour, in a fraction of a second. It detects prey by sensing the smallest vibrations in the water through specialized lateral line organs along its flanks. It does not need to see. The water can be black, the visibility can be zero, and the tigerfish will still know exactly where its target is. To the people who live along the Congo, this fish is not just an animal. In several Bantu cultures of the Central Basin, it is described in traditional belief as a guardian spirit of the river, an enforcer of natural order, said to punish those who do not respect the water. The species has been documented attacking humans on rare occasions, particularly in the Upper Congo. The actual number of fatalities is small, the mythology is large. But mythologies do not appear in cultures that have never seen the thing. The Goliath tigerfish is not a legend. It is the reason a 5-foot crocodile in the deeper sections of the Lualaba does not always make it to adulthood. Chapter 3. The thing that waits we leave the water and climb the bank, we step into the forest. The Congo Basin has, according to species-level mammal counts from the World Wildlife Fund, more than 400 mammals living within it. Many of them are prey, many of them are small. Most of them, at some point in their lives, will pass within a few meters of an animal that is almost impossible to see. It is brown, it is olive. It is patterned in shifting geometric shapes that look almost exactly like the dead leaves and shadows of the forest floor. Its body is thick, short and heavy, almost stocky. It rarely moves more than a few meters from where it began the day. It does not chase prey, it does not stalk prey. It simply lies on the forest floor, sometimes for days at a time, and waits. This is the Gaboon viper, Betis gabonica, and it is by several measures the most quietly lethal snake in Africa. To understand the Gaboon viper, you have to start with its fangs. The fangs of an adult Gaboon viper are the longest of any venomous snake in the world. Documented measurements from specimens housed at the South African Institute for Medical Research record fangs of up to 5 centimeters, 2 inches, folded against the roof of the mouth. When the snake strikes, those fangs swing forward on a hinge and drive deep into the target. The venom does not need to find a vein. The fangs deliver it directly into the muscle tissue with a depth that few other snakes can match. The venom itself is a cocktail. It contains cytotoxins which destroy tissue at the bite site. It contains hemotoxins which destroy the blood's ability to clot. In a large bite, victims experience massive internal bleeding, tissue death around the wound, and eventually cardiovascular collapse. The Gaboon viper is not the fastest acting snake in Africa. That title belongs to a different animal in this same forest. We will get to it. But the Gaboon viper delivers, gram for gram, one of the largest single venom doses of any snake on the continent. And here is the part that should stay with you. It does not warn. A black mamba will raise its head, open its mouth, hiss. A puff adder will issue an audible warning. Most large venomous snakes have evolved some kind of signal because warning is energy efficient. It is cheaper than a fight. The Gaboon viper, in contrast, almost never gives warning. It is so well camouflaged, and it is so confident in that camouflage that it lets people walk directly up to it. Researchers documenting the species in the Equateur province of the Democratic Republic of the Congo have reported standing within a meter of an adult Gaboon viper for several minutes before realizing the animal was there. That confidence is a measure of how well this snake has solved the problem of the forest floor. It does not need to flee, the ground belongs to it. Chapter 4. The neglected crisis. There is something that needs to be said about snakes in the Congo because it is not in the documentary footage and it is not in the postcards from safari companies. It is in the medical literature and it is being studied right now by the World Health Organization, by Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, and by independent journalists. Snakebite in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is what global health researchers have started calling a neglected health crisis. According to data published by the WHO and summarized in 2019 reporting by the environmental news outlet Mongabay, between 81,000 and 138,000 people die from snakebite every year worldwide. The overwhelming majority of those deaths happen in rural parts of Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Sub-Saharan Africa alone accounts for an estimated 32,000 of those deaths annually. The Congo Basin, with its dense forest, rural population, and limited medical infrastructure, is one of the worst affected regions on the planet. The forest snakes responsible are not the ones tourists worry about. They are the puff adder, the Gaboon viper, the forest cobra, the black mamba. The black mamba is worth pausing on. National Geographic has called it the world's deadliest snake. It is Africa's longest venomous snake. Adult specimens have been measured at over 14 feet, though 8 feet is more typical. It can move at up to 12.5 miles per hour, faster than any other snake on Earth. Its venom is a fast-acting neurotoxin. Symptoms can appear within 10 minutes of a bite. Untreated, the mortality rate of a black mamba envenomation, according to PBS Nature's reporting on snakebite in Africa, is essentially 100%. The black mamba's range, confirmed by the South African National Biodiversity Institute and recorded in standard zoological references, includes the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. It lives in the forest edges, the woodland fringes, the rocky outcrops where the rainforest meets drier country. What ties all of this together, the viper, the mamba, the others, is geography. The Congo is full of venomous snakes. It is also full of people who live in remote villages with no clinic within walking distance and no road to get to one. A bite that would be survivable in a Cape Town hospital is in much of the basin a death sentence. That is one of the reasons the title of this episode, Where No Animal is Safe, is not just about the wildlife. The forest is, for the people who live in it, one of the most dangerous places to suffer a small injury that anyone on this planet has ever had to call home. This is also why conservation organizations like the WHO Mongabay and the African Snakebite Institute have begun campaigning for anti-venom access in Central African nations. The story of the Congo snakes is not just a story about the animals. It is a story about the medical infrastructure that has not yet caught up with the biology of the place. Chapter 5. The thing above we leave, the floor we climb. The canopy of the Congo Basin is a forest of its own. Researchers studying the basin's tree species have identified more than 600. At the top, where the leaves fan out and lock together, you find a layer of life that almost never touches the ground. Monkeys live their entire lives up here. Birds nest here. Reptiles climb up to bask and never come down. The biologist Edward O. Wilson, writing about tropical canopy ecosystems generally, once called this layer the most species-rich habitat on the surface of the planet. And patrolling above all of it, with a wingspan of nearly 2 meters, is a predator that has evolved to do something almost no other bird of prey can do. The African crowned eagle, Stephanoetus coronatus, is not the largest eagle on the continent. It is not the fastest. It is, however, the most powerful for its size. Pound for pound force, by killing capacity, the African crowned eagle is in some accounts the most powerful eagle on Earth. According to field research on its predation behavior, it can take prey weighing up to 5 times its own body mass. In the Congo, that prey is monkeys. The crowned eagle hunts primates as its main food source. Colobus monkeys, mangabes, young chimpanzees in some documented cases. It does not chase them through the canopy. The canopy is too dense, the maneuvering too complex. Instead, the eagle perches for hours, sometimes for an entire day. It locks its yellow eyes on a single branch or a single clearing in the leaves, completely motionless, and waits. And then, when a monkey moves into the wrong gap in the wrong tree, the eagle drops. The strike happens in less than a second. The crowned eagle's talons are roughly the same length as the claws of a grizzly bear, and the gripping force they generate has been documented in talon strength research as among the highest of any bird of prey. The first contact crushes the spine. The kill is usually instant. The eagle will then either feed on the carcass in the tree where it landed, or in the more remarkable cases, dismember the prey and carry pieces of it, sometimes weighing 4 or 5 kilograms each, to a nest hundreds of meters away. There is fossil evidence, in particular the famous Taung child skull found in South Africa in 1924, suggesting that an extinct relative of the crowned eagle may have preyed on early human ancestors. The puncture marks on the skull, reanalyzed in 2006 by paleontologists Lee Berger and W.J. Clark and published in the American Journal of Physical Anthropology, match the talon damage signature of large modern eagles. The crowned eagle's distant lineage may have at one point been hunting things that walked on 2 legs. That is what is patrolling above the Congo canopy right now. Chapter 6, the one everyone forgets. We have talked about the river, the floor, and the sky. There is one layer left. The understory, the middle of the forest, where the light filters down through gaps in the leaves and the branches are thick and the visibility is just enough to ambush something. This is the territory of the apex predator of the Congo. The Congo Basin does not have lions in any significant population. The savanna predators that we associate with Africa, the lion, the cheetah, the spotted hyena, are largely absent here. The forest is too dense for them. They cannot run, they cannot coordinate group hunts, they cannot see. What this means is that the ecological niche of apex land predator in the Congo is held by one species and one species only, the African leopard. And here is the detail that makes the leopards of the Congo specifically remarkable. According to data documented in the Wikipedia entry on the Congo Basin, which is itself drawn from peer-reviewed wildlife research, Congo leopards grow larger than their savanna cousins. The reason, according to ecologists who have studied them, is straightforward. In the savanna, leopards have to compete with lions, hyenas, and wild dogs for prey. They have to be agile, they have to be fast, they have to be able to carry their kills up a tree to keep them away from competitors. In the Congo, none of those competitors exist. The leopard has the entire predator thrown to itself. With no one to take its food, it can grow bigger. With nothing to fight, it can be more powerful. A Congo leopard is one of the most successful single-species apex predators on the continent, a cat that has expanded into the space left empty by every other large carnivore. It hunts everything from forest hogs to small antelopes to bush pigs to monkeys to, on documented occasions, juvenile gorillas. It hunts almost entirely at night. It moves silently along game trails that have been used by leopards for generations. It rarely makes sound, it rarely shows itself. Even researchers who have spent years studying Congo leopards in places like Kahuzi-Biega National Park report going months between direct sightings. A leopard you have never seen has almost certainly watched you walk past. Chapter 7, why this one plays step back from the river, step back from the floor and the canopy. Step back from the leopard. What you have in the Congo Basin is an environment that has produced through hundreds of thousands of years of evolutionary pressure a complete set of specialists. A fish that has solved the dark water, a snake that has solved the leaf litter, an eagle that has solved the canopy, a cat that has solved the understory. Each one is the best in the world at what it does, in the place that it does it. This is not a coincidence. The Congo Basin has been ecologically stable in roughly its current form for at least 2.5 million years. That is more than 10 times longer than our species has existed. The animals in this forest have had geological time to specialize, to refine, to find the one shape and the one behavior that works best in the one place they live. And the reason there are so many of them, the reason this single rainforest holds 20% of the species on Earth, is that the forest has not been broken up. It has not been fragmented the way most of the world's other great forests have. The Amazon is being cut. The Indonesian rainforests are being cleared. The Congo for now still stands. 6 countries, 500 million acres, more forest than the size of Alaska, mostly intact. Mostly still doing what it has been doing for 2 million years. The animals we have met today exist because of that. Goliath tigerfish exists because the Congo River has been flowing the way it flows, with the same currents and the same prey, for longer than the human species has been walking upright. The Gaboon viper exists because the forest floor has held the same pattern of leaves and shadows for as long. The crowned eagle exists because there have always been monkeys to take from a canopy this high. The leopard exists because no lion has ever managed to live in here. And the forest in turn exists because no part of the system has been removed. That is a fragile thing. Close the Congo is changing. As of 2026, deforestation in the basin has accelerated, particularly in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Republic of the Congo, driven by logging, mining concessions, and agricultural conversion. The 2024 report from the United Nations Environment Program placed the basin at a critical threshold, the point past which a forest's ability to generate its own rainfall begins to collapse, and the entire ecosystem begins to dry out from the inside. If that happens, the predators we have met today are among the first things that will disappear. Not because they will be hunted, not because they will be poached, but because the floor and the water and the canopy and the understory are all parts of one machine. And the machine only runs if every part of it stays. The Congo Basin as it stands tonight is one of the last places on Earth where the predator chain runs to the top with no missing links. From the smallest tooth in a tigerfish's jaw to the talon of an eagle in the canopy, the whole system is intact. It has been intact for longer than there have been humans. It is intact for now tonight. It does not have to stay that way. In the next episode of this series, we are going to leave Africa entirely. We are going to a different kind of dangerous place on a different continent with a predator that has been doing something biologists called impossible until video evidence from 2022 finally proved them wrong. If you want to see what it is, you will have to come back. Until then, the most dangerous things in nature are almost never the ones you expect.